Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? We are a bit behind, but we're here now.
Hello,
We're here now.
hello, everybody.
We are diving in this today. Today we had a last-minute change of schedule. We were going to have our typical weekly live with Devin and Meg and a game show and all those things, but then Devin unfortunately had a last-minute meeting, so it's just the two of us, which is honestly bad. Let's be honest. But
Sorry, I just pulled up chat and played the audio out loud, so if you guys heard Alex twice, that was my fault.
I didn't hear you. Oh, maybe it would. No, I don't think it does. Maybe.
This is my first live stream.
This is your first live stream. But today we are pivoting and we are going to be talking about GenCon. Mostly GenCon. There's like 520 games on the GenCon BGG list. And I apologize in advance because I've done already 2 videos on GenCon. And tomorrow's video is a video on GenCon. So there's already going to be 45 games on my channel that we're going to talk about. But that was me. And now mostly...
Yeah, I have done nothing about GenCon.
I was going to say, I'm mostly going to let Meg run the show today because I already talked about my favorite games. I'm just going to be like a sounding board for Meg this entire video. And, of course, chat. This is going to be a heavily interactive video. Ask your questions, throw in your comments. Lord of the board, Sam, I did not know you're there. I'm excited
Sam?
you are. Do you know Sam at all? Have you met Sam?
I have not met Sam in purpose.
In purpose. I have not met Sam on purpose. Wow, what did Sam do?
No, in person. Right, Sam? We've never met in person. We've only talked on the internet. Oh my gosh, I can't word today.
I think I'll run the show today.
Well, Alex, so I asked Alex, you guys, he was like, do you still want to do the stream? And I was like, sure, if we just do like whatever, chit chat, no format. So then when I got here, I was like, so there's no format, right? He said no. And now as soon as it starts, he's like, so Meg's going to run the show.
Run the show. We're going to scroll through a Gen Con list.
Okay.
You're going to pick the things you want to talk about, and I'll be the sounding board. So here's how the show... When I say you run the show, here's how it works, Meg. Okay? You say, that game looks interesting, and then either you want to provide your input, or I will provide my input. There you go. That's the thing. It's the lowest key of the lowest key. Also,
Okay.
Sam, we have to hang out at Gen Con. Board Game Hype, Devin. What's up with Devin number 1? I'll move myself as the best Devin. You win, sir. Robbie Senger, Gajin, Cliff. Wait, Gajin. I saw Arnak on the thumbnail spill the news. I can sort of do that 1 second.
No! Oh, I forgot. I forgot it already read.
Yeah. We have Arnak.
But then I remembered you said you were going to read the rules.
Which I have not done. That's upside down. There we go. I have
Yeah,
not read the rules yet.
It's in shrink.
It's in shrink. We will talk about. We will definitely talk about Arnak at some point. I will have coverage of this up before Gen Con. So this is going to be heavily dived into this week, and we're going to cover this. So yeah, do. In fact, fun fact.
Are we allowed to spoil part of what the coverage might be?
By all means, maybe go for it.
The part that I'm involved in?
Yeah, I don't care. By all means.
Guys, I'm going to be in the video. I'm going to get
Yes,
to play
indeed.
before I'm gone.
We may have a gameplay.
Excited!
We may have a gameplay. I don't know. Right now, I have a bit of a problem where I have too many videos I'm trying to cram into a small space. I have supposed to have a Last Light gameplay, a Last Light unboxing, a Last Light review, an Expeditions gameplay, Arnak gameplay, an Arnak review, and I don't have room for any of these videos. So we'll see where they show up, but they will show up somewhere.
That
We'll
sounds
figure
like
it
a
out.
lot.
It is a lot. Life is busy when you play games for work, but it is fun. That's the nice part.
I am Robbie. I'm never going to get away from this NDA joke.
I love
never.
it. I love it so
Guys,
much.
It chases me.
I don't know if you caught me, but I while talking, I smirked mid-talking because I saw Robbie's comment. But yeah. In any case, but those are the best kinds of jokes. That's what friendships are built on, like inside jokes that no one else gets.
Here's the thing, though. If
Yeah.
we joke that I break NDAs, and then any random publisher is just watching the stream, I don't know if that's, like, good. I just don't know.
A random publisher watching the stream, please understand, Meg has never actually broken an NDA in any way that matters. After a project was already live on Kickstarter, she kind of was like, am I still allowed to talk about stuff? And it was not an issue at all. Meg is the most trustworthy person on the planet. Random publisher, please trust us with all your things. I, on the other hand. Anyways, with that, let's go ahead and dive into this over here. We're gonna pop up our little.
You're totally fine.
We're gonna pop up our Gen Con hot list. This is sorted right now by order of thumbs, which is fascinating to me because do you know that the 2 most popular things on Board Game Geek's hot list are expansions? Cascadia and Lost Ruins of Arnak. 2 expansions are the most popular things currently on the hot list. Now, Meg. Yeah.
Now, Alex, you said that I could start off with the skirt thing.
Sure, go for it.
We're gonna derail already.
We're gonna go back to the main screen so people can see things. Go ahead, tell us your story.
We have to fill an hour, so I feel like this is important.
There's 520 games here, Meg. We will be fine on filling an hour.
So guys, I wear the same skirt every convention. Sometimes it's the only skirt I wear the whole convention because it's denim.
Wait, just for the record, Meg. I'm worried a random publisher on the internet's going to see me and think I break NDAs. Meanwhile, Meg to the entire internet. I wear a single article the entire conventions forever.
Well, no, because I bring dresses too. It's just my only bottoms that I bring. Whatever, okay? Whatever. It's my favorite skirt. And for those of you that were at the camp caught made up at Packs Unplugged, I spilled a drink all over it and then had like a conundrum of what I could wear because I got spilled on it. Anyway, this is that skirt. And I have 2 of them. I love this skirt so much. I got it when I was in like high school, which I'm not going to tell you how long ago that was, but at least over 15 years ago. And I love it. So, I found on ThreadUp, this is not sponsored. ThreadUp is like a used thing, and I found the same exact skirt. The same exact one, but this one's like brand new, and like the zipper part is so nice. Like, look at this zipper part, guys.
Nat, good correction, Nat. I was thinking it. Nat's up to 3. Nat's like, Meg now owns 3 skirts.
And look at how old these ones are, and they were, like, ripping. So, anyway, peace of mind, that's all.
Scott, I can wear the same socks I wore in high school. Does that count?
Alright, guys, I'm gonna shuffle these around now, because this is what Alex did, and Alex got it wrong. So at least to make this a little fun, I'm gonna shuffle these around, and you're going to tell me which one is the new one and which one is the old one. But, because I get confused with left and rights, it's either door side or game side. Because I will get confused. So, game side is this side, door side is this side. Hold on.
Good vibes are officially being sent to George.
Yes, George is passing the bar today. These are the skirts. Okay.
There's 2 guesses. Hey, you got people guess for a little more. You only got 2 guesses.
I held it up. I'm sure they're typing as I'm holding them up. I don't think
There's a lot of people invested in the skirt competition. It could be sports, guys. It could be sports. If Devin were here, this would be sports.
Oh my gosh. I know everyone loves this. Which one? Oh,
you
wait.
changed the sides. You can't do that. Go back the other way.
No, guys, just go by the first one. Go by the first. I don't even remember if I said which one's the new one or which one's the old one.
So most of you in chat are correct. Robbie, I was with you. I was on the not door side. And before Evan says it, I did notice the difference in fading. But the way the material was, the non-door side seemed a bit more, like, flat. Either way.
I literally am so excited to wear this to GenCon. I am going to explode. It's brand new.
Ryan, tell me more. I don't understand what's happening, but I'm so fascinated. What is happening, Ryan? Do I make you buy board games and therefore I'm in trouble?
What's a moratorium?
As in, we cannot have Alex Radcliffe in our house.
Like banished?
Yeah, I'm assuming, my assumption is that I make him buy board games, or not make is a relative term. I assume he buys board games and therefore I'm in trouble. Ryan,
maybe he's been talking faster and faster after watching your content and she just can't take it and they can't communicate anymore, so she needs him to like cut back.
Ryan, shoot me an email. I'll put together a custom video to assure your girlfriend that it's entirely your fault, not mine.
Ryan, if you need some help not spending money... This is kind of a backwards thing, because I was going to say, if you're a Board Game Co. Patreon, Alex does a... What is it called? Unfair and Unfair.
No!
What?
Ryan! No. First of all, did I say the graphic design was horrible, or the game was horrible?
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh, Ryan. Forget what I said previously about sending a video to her. I feel terrible. Oh... So Swebby, it depends on how bad. It depends on which one it was. Like for instance, I don't know the game offhand, but there is a specific game that I have given a lot of flack that I actually like the game, but I think the graphic design's not great. And that is what is it called again? The game from the Forge one.
He said it. He
Oh,
said it.
Kyperium. Oh, I apologize, but I will not linger on this topic because I unfortunately cannot retract my opinion, but not with me. We're going to move on to the GenCon stuff. Sorry.
Cancel.
Anyways, why should we follow it?
At least we're off my NDA thing.
Oh, we are off your NDA thing. This is, so Ryan. Fun fact, by the way. So I am curious if I said and I need to watch my review because speaking to what Swabme said, we're gonna say one last thing before we finally do the Gen Con thing we told you we're gonna do. So back to the full thing. We're gonna go back to this. Okay, story time.
Derail number 2.
Derail number 2. This one's my fault. You can blame me. So Swabme mentioned that I would usually say not to my taste or something along those lines, and that's true. Usually, one of the reasons my approach to the board game space is that if I'm excited about a game, you're going to see me excited. But if I'm not excited about a game, you will see me be critical, but usually flat. In other words, the emotion only goes one way, generally, with rare exceptions, and I usually try to be as flat as possible when I don't like something. And one of the reasons for that is because when I was first covering games, like when I had 500 subscribers, like I was first growing the channel, I used to be a little bit more cavalier with my words. I'd say things like, oh, I hated this game. And I remember one particular game is the Games Leaving the Collection video, and there was a game that I didn't particularly enjoy. And I said, I hated this game. And then the designer was somebody I traded board games with, and I didn't realize, but I was trading board games with him in a different thread, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry you didn't like my game. And I was looked up who it was. I looked up the game I had been critical of, and I was like, I was super aggressively mean to a game, and I kind of forgot that there's a person on the other side, but more importantly, I didn't hate the game. It was a game that wasn't something I would choose to spend my time on, but it wasn't the worst thing I've ever done. I didn't hate it. There are some games where I have genuinely borderline hated the experience, but they're 2 or 3 times in my board game, 12 years where I've hated an experience. This was an experience that I just, it wasn't what I would have chosen to do, but I was casual with my language of how negative it was. And kind of that recognition that I could say something on the internet, and there's a real person who's being affected on the other side, that I never really put that connection together until this person I was trading games with was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry you didn't like my game. He was very chill. He was super grateful. He's a prince of a human being. But I was just unnecessarily harsh about the language I chose to use. Now, the nature of being a board game reviewer is you still owe your audience your genuine opinion. That's true. But you can be mindful about whether the negative emotion flows to be aggressive in how you choose to present your language, and you need to be mindful that there's someone on the other side of the equation. So now I need to go watch my video back and see how I said is the thing I care about. The opinions I will not apologize for, but the way I said it. Yeah. I mean, I think for the card text thing, I remember talking about that, but I think I was kind of hey, I assume this will be corrected. Either way, I take back my thing. Send me an email. I'll put together a custom apology video. Yikes. Moving on. We're going to go ahead to our Gen Con Live. We are finally here. We are 14 minutes into the stream. We are doing the Gen Con thing. So, Meg, here's how it's going to work. I'm just going to scroll through the screen, and you're going to tell me which things you want to talk about in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I want to derail one more time, but I'm going to save it for midway through the thing, because it is something that's relevant to both Gen Con and I think everyone in the chat and stuff like that. So as we start talking about the games, you guys, before I even choose to do the derailment, I would like to know if you guys collect pins, even if it's a small amount, if you like to have 1 or 2 on your bag, or if you like a ton. I tend to really like pins, but the thing I want to derail about is about pins. So if nobody cares about them, then I won't do it.
Cool. We'll get to it at some point. Before you play, Swabme, it could be Naveen, Monique or Naveen. It could be, I assume Monique too, honestly, but it could be Naveen. I'm currently playing Wingspan with Naveen on Board Game Arena. Anyways, both of us. Are you guys on Gen Con, by the way? Please tell me you're at Gen Con. I hope we get to hang out. We're gonna go ahead and go through this. Meg, Cascadia landmarks. Anything you want to talk about there?
What is it adding?
Landmarks.
In one sentence.
In one word, landmarks.
Okay.
Place beautiful natural landmarks on the board.
I'm okay about it. Whatever.
Fine. Do you like Cascadia? I can't remember.
I'm okay about it.
Okay.
I'm okay about it.
Have you played it solo, specifically starting from the 4th scenario onwards? Or the 5th scenario onwards?
No.
Okay.
No.
So it's worth giving a shot.
Oh, maybe okay, so guys, I am driving to Gen Con. It's going to be a little adventure. And on my way home, I decided to stop and do some camping while it's summer on my way back. So while I'm camping, I'm already bringing parks with me that maybe I should bring Cascadia.
So
That's actually a really good one for being out in
is.
nature.
So I know you enjoy the solo of Calico, and I think that the Calico solo is still one of the best ones in the series. My preferred option is Cascadia is my favorite game in the series, and Calico is my favorite solo in the series. But I will say that Cascadia, once you go to the fifth solo scenario onwards, it starts improving. And the reason I say the fifth is because the first four are just like beat a score. Once you go to the fifth scenario option, and might want to skip straight there, honestly, up to you how much of a completionist you are. But once you skip to the fifth one, it starts giving you goals similar to the way Calico did. So, hey, get at least 20 points from birds and get a score of 90. And so that, it starts getting more and more interesting, and as you ramp up, like Calico, it is hard. It's not as hard as Calico, but it is challenging and enjoyable. So I like Cascadia. Landmarks, I just know it adds more stuff. With 363 thumbs, it is the most popular thing on the Skick list.
Certainly, I do camp. I grew up camping a lot down by Cape Cod, which is very nice because you're also on the water on the canal, which is special. But for anyone worried about me, because I'm solo camping, I am bringing a tent to use during the day, but I'm sleeping in my car. Locked in.
Lost Ruins of Arnak, Meg. What is this at?
Yes! It's adding a cooperative version and 2 additional leaders.
Yeah. That's all I know, too. And a campaign.
I think maybe another board on the track.
Could be.
Is there a board that I think there's maybe a board that lays over the track.
There are 2 new temples, yes.
Yeah. Oh
it's
my god.
Because it was supposed to mean one board double-sided. But in general, what's it called? The way that the words... One of the things about Lost Ruins of Arnak is, despite how many times I've played this game easily over 50 times, I still find that probably like 2/3 of my plays are with the main regular board. I like dabbling with the new boards, but like it kind of throws me off every time, and so like I can't always want to explore them, but I do it less frequently.
Can I do a GenCon specific derailment?
We have gotten 3 games into this list, 18 minutes long.
For those, no, because I think this is a good point to make. For those that are preparing for GenCon, it is a huge convention. I believe we were looking, there's maybe like 30 rows of vendors. It's insane. And on top of that, different people have different rooms. I believe CGE with Arnak will be in a separate room. So I have a notebook for myself that I've been prepping for GenCon, where I have different things in it. Like I have, my schedule and stuff like that. But I also, after my schedule days, I did a page of, booth numbers. I think this is fine to show you. Yeah, it is.
The secret room.
But I did booth numbers. But what's crazy to me is that Cephalofair is booth 157, and Foreteller is 2345. Like, this place is gonna be huge. I'm a little intimidated.
I'm intimidated. I think I made a big mistake because somebody just asked how many meetings you have. I have meetings back to back. And the problem is, sometimes it might take you 10 minutes to get from one meeting to the next. So I'm going to have a problem.
So, Alex, I've been writing in here the locations, and you know how I do, like, the different colors?
Yep.
And on Friday, we have to go from J in Hall C to the Lucas Oil Stadium.
That's like 15 minutes away.
Back to Lucky Duck.
Oh, Lucky Duck after. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah. We do have a good block of time.
We have to go... No.
Yes, we do.
No.
It's not a 5 to 7 meeting, it's a 5 to 6 meeting. We had this conversation. I told you I was making a 5 to 6.
Do you care if I say this out loud?
No, I don't know what you're about to say, but I don't think so.
From 12 to 1, we're in Purple Hall C with Jay. From 1 to 3, we're in the Lucas Oil Stadium, and then from 3 to 4, we're at Lucky Duck playing Critter Kitchen.
Oh, I misunderstood which time slot. What are we doing from 1 to 3?
Equinox?
I didn't realize that was in Lucas Oil Stadium. I knew the other
one. I know.
Okay, we're going to figure it out.
It's a 2-hour block, so we might just have
There are 3 times I believe I'm going to Lucas Oil Stadium. Either way, yes, Sam, it's going to be painful. GenCon is delight, but it's definitely going to be painful. And with that, Meg, race to the raft.
Race to the Raft. This is by Frank West. It is the newest game in his, what is it? Fall of the Mountain King series.
No.
I'm wrong. What is it?
I mean, it's the City of Games is the name of the company.
Yeah. It's all in that world.
Yeah. Fall of the Mountain King is a different game from Burnt Island Games.
I know. I couldn't think fast enough. What is his? It's...
The City of... So he has City of Kings. That's the name of the City of Kings.
That's me being GenCon brain.
GenCon brain.
But yeah, it's his newest one. It's a cooperative version where you're trying to get cats safely out before they burn on fire.
His stuff is like, honestly, those cats, like, at a certain point, like, he has multiple games where the cats are just constantly in trouble. At a certain point, you gotta let the cats. They have 9 lives for a reason. Everybody, it's all fine.
Yeah, I would say maybe next time we do a actual board game co-stream with format, I might talk about it. Because I think that the miniatures are really great too to show off.
3 Being Circus. Anything about this?
I don't know anything about it. Oh wait, maybe I do. Is this a trick taking?
I don't believe so. It's fun to view games. It's all I really know gameplay wise. Yep. And keep in mind, you can pick and choose what you want to talk about, what you want to focus on. This is your stream. I'm just here for the enabling.
Okay.
I'm just gonna scroll until you tell me not to.
Well, okay, so Earth I still haven't played.
You haven't played Earth.
I haven't played Earth! Do you own it?
No. I mean, we could play it on BGA, but I would not do it. I would not do it. I would not do a turn-based. I would only do Earth real-time on BGA.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Earth is a game. I'm sure they'll have it. I'm sure Jenna will be at not other Jenna, different Jenna. I'm sure Jenna will be at the Gen Con. I'm sure they'll have games to demo. That's a possibility.
Jenna with the curly hair.
Yep, I'm sure they'll send you a review copy if you wanted one. But yeah, Earth is very, very popular game right now. I enjoy it.
Try.
What?
It's one I should definitely try. I feel like.
I enjoy Earth. I do. I like it a lot. I think I gave it a 4 to 5, and like I like it. The only problem is, it's very, to me, it feels very similar to Ares Expedition in terms of the gameplay time slot and mental energy. And I'd rather play Ares Expedition any single time. I'd rather play Terraforming Mars than both of those, but Terraforming Mars is like 2 hours, and Earth and Ares are both in the hour range. So I like Earth, but I mean, I'm happy to play it. But I'd rather play Ares.
So is Last Light for sale at Gen Con?
Last Light is actually, speaking of fun things I can show on my table, Last Light is over here.
Stormy, did you enjoy Earth? Oh, upside down.
Yeah.
There you go.
Last Light. I actually just played this last night. Last night. It was great. I got to teach it to AP and Max, 2 local people in my game group over here. AP, and they've both been on the channel. In fact, there's going to be a filmed gameplay of our gameplay.
Was there glow-in-the-dark dice?
I don't think they're glow in the dark. If they are, I missed it. But yeah, the game is delightful. It plays very quickly. They are going to have 25 copies a day for sale in Gen Con. So get your copy early, because that's like 100 copies. That's all it is. It's 100 copies, 25 per day. I don't know exactly whether they're putting out first thing in the morning or whenever. But they're like, I mean, last night, literally, like, I played it, and Max, one of the people here who's going to Gen Con, he's like, I'm buying a copy. He got his first play in. He passed it out when it was on crowdfunding, and he's like, I'm buying a copy. And both him and AP loved it. It was great. You're gonna see the reactions in the video. They were so into it. They're like, so you played an hour. It was an hour-long video from start to finish with rules teach and everything. So
is AP coming to Gen Con?
AP is sadly not. I am seeing if he wants to come to the other secret thing.
So everyone in chat, shout out if you will be at Gen Con. Except the people that already have, but you know.
Fine.
I would love to know if we will see you there. My island! We've talked about that a lot.
Yeah, no, we can keep going. We don't
need to. You've played Jerusalem, right?
I have not. It's on the shelf behind me. Like, it's literally like over here, right there. I'm halfway through the rules.
Sail is one that I'm interested in. That's the trick-taking one. I believe it's a 2-player... Is it 2-player co-op trick-taking?
Well, I mean, the nice thing is we can open this up over here, but it says 2 to 2, so it seems to be 2-player, and it seems to be cooperative. I didn't know that. I'm more interested in this now.
Yeah, it's 2-player co-op trick-taking.
I am much more interested in this. I knew it was trick-taking. I think I missed it as co-op. Interesting.
Who is it by?
It's by All Play.
Yeah.
I have a girl.
Yeah, this was one. So, for anyone who wants to know where my Gen Con information is coming from, because I was at Level Up and then I was at Kineticon last weekend. I got this amazing weirdo sweatshirt that's in the Barbie font that I'm obsessed with, but I am like still catching up that I haven't been able to look. The only Gen Con I've been able to do is planning. So for game stuff, ooh, and now I'm excited for what I'm seeing below that. Oh my gosh, this is it. Just don't even scroll, Alex. No, don't scroll. But the only thing I haven't really watched anything that Alex put out about it, but I watched Paula Deming's top 10.
How dare you? It's not like I put out 15 videos a week.
So that's how I saw the sale one. She talked about it. The Fox experiment, is this now available?
It looks like it will be available to buy, yes.
Okay, I'm very interested in that.
I backed a copy of it, so Yeah, I will have a copy coming with the deluxeifications and the nice stuff.
Have you gotten info on when it's coming?
Oh, Mr. Moore is saying the box it's only there to demo, so it has a price listing, but it has a interesting. Why does it have a price? Release date September 2023. Okay, fine. I guess that's the thing. Okay.
And then Ticket to Ride Legacy, I also want to check out and see like I don't know how much I want to look into it because I do really like surprises.
Oh, okay, fine. I was like, what do you mean you don't want to look into it?
No, like I don't know how much I want to. I know I love Ticket to Ride. I know I love Legacy. So should I even just not even look at it? I guess I'll look and see, but
I'm gonna look. I want to take the same approach I did with My Island, which I want to see like the first scenario and what that does, and then that's kind of it. But yeah, no, it's Ticket to Ride is one of the games that I am most excited for. I don't know if I'm picking it up at GenCon or not, but if I had to pick like the games I want to come from GenCon with, Ticket to Ride. If I came home with only one game from GenCon, I'm gonna say now Ticket to Ride would be a great one, but it's only for demo. But I'm sure there's gonna be 15 others. I just haven't gotten to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna keep scrolling.
I need to email Austin.
Email Austin.
What's Forbidden Jungle? Is that the whole Forbidden series?
Yes, Forbidden Island, Forbidden Desert, Forbidden Sky, and Forbidden Jungle. But yeah, I don't know much about it past that.
Distilled is one I still have never played.
Distilled. One of the meetings we have is actually we have a meeting with Pavison Games. I am more interested in their upcoming title, which is called like Luthier, I believe. The mechanisms there seem very up my alley. Art by Eno Tool, so I am 1,000,000% interested in Luthier. But Distilled is one I'm sure that they what's it called? I'm sure they'll be happy to talk to you when we're there.
Sorry, Nat, that I was like we can keep going when it came up then.
Do you recognize Galactic Cruise?
No.
That's the one you asked me what that is. We're demoing that at one point.
Oh. But above it, you're packing this one?
I can. I own it.
This is a cute little set collection one. Even if I could just borrow it to play with other people, I'd
By all
like to
means.
play with this version.
It's a light game. Like Sea Salt and Pepper, I actually have a review filmed. I have not put it up yet, but my review effectively comes down to it's not offensive in any way. It's small, it's tiny, it's enjoyable. I do not love it. I think that 7.3 rating is perfectly on. Well, what?
Not offensive.
That's literally the words I use in my review. It's not offensive. There's nothing wrong. It just feels like I don't love it at all. It's like draw 2 cards, pick a card, and set collection. The decision space is so minimal in the game. So minimal. I'm not intrigued by the decision space at all. But it's just like, hey, let's do something silly and stupid for a few minutes. Robbie, my budget in general, I've talked about this in various videos. I spend less money on games than I used to, just because of budgetary concerns and a very large tax bill that I have to be mindful of. But effectively, I also am obviously in the very privileged position that I do get a lot of review copies. So for me, I get review copies on one side, I have Kickstarters that I back here and there, and then I try to decide which things from the stuff I didn't get review copies for, which things do I want to spend money on. And I don't treat it like an official budget, I just treat it like a general responsibility. So if I go to Gen Con and spend, $200 and come back with 4 games, that's cool. If I spend $500 and come back with 10 games, that's cool too, but it will affect my overall budget. It might mean I'll back fewer Kickstarters. So it's not a Gen Con budget so much as a general responsibility about trying to spend less money on board games.
Yeah, for me, because when you think about a convention, there's a lot of costs to consider. And for me, there is the games, but for things like food, I don't eat well when I travel. Like, I have a hard time finding things I want. And Sky Team, I'd like to show you, Alex.
I want to see Sky Team. I think I
know how to play it already.
How would you know how to play it?
I think I remember. I played it at Gamma.
Oh.
And it was easy enough that, it's pretty cool.
So Sky Team, I reached out to, not reached out, in one of my videos already on Gen Con, I talked about Sky Team, and the Scorpion Mask, someone from Scorpion Mask commented, come on by and try it. We'd love to show it to you.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when it comes to food, I will spend any amount of money on food, because if I need to eat, I'm gonna eat. So for that kind of budget, and then for any type of convenience between parking and taking Ubers, I will do it. I have a bad knee that if I want to take an Uber, I'm going to do it. So I kind of let myself splurge on that end, so then I behave a lot better with buying things and stuff like that, because I would rather have a better experience than more trinkets and stuff.
And I agree to an extent. I mean, I am a little different in some areas. I always rather have a board game than a good meal because one's more permanent to me. Yeah. But in general, just the very nature of going to conventions is an expensive endeavor, and I do it a lot now. My board game budget has taken a hit because I've been spending more money on conventions. Yeah. Also, Swebby, enjoy Castle of Burgundy and Lands of Galzier. Castle of Burgundy is amazing, and Lands of Galzier I really want to play.
Yay!
Have you played the new Castle of Burgundy yet, Meg?
No!
Wow. Wow.
I'm so mad about it.
Aaron, I'm excited for Wild Wild West. That's one I really want to get a review copy of it because like that's what you asked about what games I'll buy if I don't get a review copy. Wild Wild West is probably in that category. Unfortunately, I'm very intrigued by it. Yeah.
I
Okay.
really want to see, and we'll probably get to it, but I want to see Queen by Midnight.
Yeah, I'm sure it's in here. I have to imagine it is.
Yeah. What's Emerge?
Emerge. So Emerge I actually have on my shelf right now. Panasaurus just sent
I
that
like
one
the
over.
art.
It's so fascinating. So I respect. So it's actually interesting. Going back to an earlier point in this conversation, there is a interesting conversation about the nature between bad art versus art that's not to your taste, and those are different things. Emerge, I do not think is bad art, but I do 100% believe that the art is not at all to my taste. Like I'm just literally not pulled in by it at all. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, that's Emerge over there. Then we have, I don't know, but the gameplay I don't know enough about, by the way. Research and populate newly emerged islands. I actually started the rulebook for like 2 minutes, and it's on my shelf waiting to be played. Maybe I'll play it this week and tell you how amazing it is and how you're missing out. Now, World Wonders. This is one that I'm incredibly excited for.
Okay.
Okay, well, first of all, you see that 8.6 rating?
Yeah.
Dice Tower loved it. This is one that Robert, actually at the foreteller party at Origins, Robert Geislinger was telling me how he like was so excited to pick this one up, and like this is such a good game. And if you look at the game over here, this is all Polyominoes and World Wonders.
Huh.
So it's an 8.6
It's
polyomino.
so little. It's little.
It is little. They're little Polyominoes, yeah.
Can you do more pictures?
I'm sure I can.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the actual gameplay. All I know is
This is like the micro version of Foundations of Rome.
yeah. There's
You
there's
know?
Tom. Tom's playing it up here.
It's like the little baby version.
All I know is this game was very, very well liked by the Dice Tower. Robert Geislinger from Arcane Wonders was very impressed, and it is possibly one of the higher rated polyomino games I've seen. I mean, obviously we have games like Baron Park, we have Planet Unknown, we have Foundations of Rome, so there are a lot of good polyomino games out there, but I'm very excited about World Wonders. What?
$50 is a good price, too.
Yeah, $50. It's this one I know I'm getting a review copy of, so I'm not worried about that one.
Yeah, but everybody else is.
Well, yes, that's fair. That's fair. Dead Cells. I'm excited about this one. This is another one this is one I actually backed on Kickstarter. Speaking of spending money, I backed this one on Kickstarter. Then I canceled backing because I was trying to be fiscally responsible, and I was like, you know what, I'll get it at retail because the Kickstarter extras were nice, but I'm happy to get it at retail and pay half the price for it. Yeah. Yep. Sagrada Artisans.
Is that what you started?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Thunderworks.
We can play more of that at
Yes,
GenCon.
I'm down. Thunder Road Vendetta. This is another game that has very heavily been on my list. What's up?
Yeah, Thunderbird was everywhere at Origins. Everyone was carrying copies around.
The next time you're in town, speaking of Max, who played last night with me, he has the all-in on this one, and he thinks it's amazing. He would love to play it. The next time you're in Cleveland, Max is part of our regular-ish gaming group, and he'd love to play it.
So is this in like the Mad Max universe?
No. Thunder Road Vendetta is a reprint of these from Restoration Games, who restore older games. The original Thunder Road was I think a 1970 title or something like that. I don't know how old. And
That's Fury Road, not
Fury Road. Yes, Mad Max Fury Road. I mean, whether or not they're based on the same original IP, no idea at all.
I have
That's
no
Thunder
idea.
Road. Yeah, but that's another game. Like Thunder Road, but Restoration Games has two games that I really want to try, both Thunder Road Vendetta and Return to Dark Tower. And
Is it just a racing game?
it's a racing game with like blowing things up.
Okay.
Like one of the modules or expansions has like a helicopter like that's shooting things on the road.
I don't know if I've met a racing game I like yet.
Have you played any of the ones that are blowing things up?
Only the kid one.
Tiny turbo cars. Okay, so Thunder Road may not be to your taste then, because I know you played
No.
Heat as well, which everyone in the chat would be like, play Heat. I know you
The
were
other
still.
one had bombs too. The one that we demoed at PAX Unplugged with Travis.
Speaking of, this is like pull game off the shelf day. Jetpack Joyride, not Jetpack
Yeah.
Joyride. Joyride.
Yeah. Not that any of them were bad games. I think they're all fine games, but I've never been like, yeah, I want to play that a second time.
Joyride was less in the vein of blowing things up, in my opinion, the way it played out. There are some, like, we'll see. I'm curious about Thunder Road. And again, about going to an earlier conversation around spending money, if I play a game and like it, I will get it. That's not a conversation. That's not a debate. I will get it. The only part I hesitate is when I haven't played the game. When I'm doing it based off the FOMO, then I try to be fiscally responsible. If I played it and I like it, I do not care. That game is going to my collection. This is my hobby. This is the one leeway I give myself. It's a very expensive leeway, but it's...
I do what I want.
Yeah. Just listen, it could always be worse. It could be worse. We have more down over here. War of the Rings getting an expansion already.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, playing the card game did not make me want to purchase it. So
I am with you on that. I enjoyed it, and I was like, I'd rather play Watergate.
okay, so this beer and bread. I've seen so many people playing it and buying it. I think Jeremy Howard was playing it at Chip Theory.
Yes, with me.
Um,
Hello,
I still
Jenna.
have never played it. Hello, Jenna.
So, a few things. First of all, let's do Dice Veggies on top because I want to do that one. Have you seen Dice Veggies?
Oh my god, the only thing I've seen about Dice Veggies is play the games
HQ. Yeah, the little trailer.
reel of it where they take
Chopping.
real vegetables and they're chopping it and then it's popping up being dice. It was so good, but that's the
It's-
only thing I know about it.
In this week's Week in Review, I call it out and link to it, so like because I think
Yeah.
it's so great.
And I didn't have the sound on when I watched it, so I don't know if they were explaining anything about it.
So this is from Kids Table Board Gaming, who are the people who did Before the Mountain King, their other company. This is one that I'm sure I'll get a review copy of, but I'm very intrigued by this one. It looks like a fun-like game. I think this is going to be like a sleeper hit for them. It's so interesting. Like they have Creature Comforts as one of their major hits, and I think Dice Veggies has that kind of gameplay appeal, almost like a Kabuto Sumo. It feels like a Kabuto Sumo style, like general accessibility vibe. So the game itself, I have no idea if it's good, but it looks like ultimately a set collection with dice and a gimmick, but a gimmick that will make the game sell. So I'm very excited for this one. Beer and Bread, to answer that one. So I like Beer and Bread. I'm more than happy to play it. Beer and Bread is not one I need to own personally, but I enjoy it, and yeah,
I'm interested in it though. Maybe I should buy it.
go for it by all means. Capstone Games. They have Wandering Towers as well, right below it. They have this one actually I want to try.
What is that? Because that also looks up my alley.
Wandering Towers has these. Well, I mean, I don't know about that actual gameplay. All I know is it has like beautiful pictures of towers. Like, look at these towers here. Look at that. That looks cool, right?
I want to play this one next to that little polyomino one. I want to put these towers on top.
What polyomino one? Oh, gotcha. The age, whatever it is. I can't remember anymore. But yeah.
World Wonders. It's the other tab you still have open.
Oh, it is World Wonders. Yeah, that seems fair. That seems fair. Anyways, that's gonna be Wandering Towers. So I want to play Wandering Towers, and I'm not prepared to buy it until I do. In the Footsteps of Darwin, that's from Hachette, or some Story Rare French, which is under the Hachette brand. That one looks intriguing to me.
Okay.
Yes.
I love Arcane Wonders,
But
them calling a game Neotopia that is not about Neopets is triggering. I saw the name and thought it was going to be a Neopet
triggering.
game.
So, Neotopia, so first of all, this is coming to you from Meebo Games. I know it says I know it says Arcane Wonders, but Arcane Wonders is effectively the distributor for Meebo Games. So they more than distributor, they have a relationship with them. But if you look on the left logo, it's Meebo Games. That's a company that actually makes a game called City of Spies, which is one of my favorite games of all time, and you still have not played it. You and Devin both want to play it. I would like you guys to both play it. I should bring it to the thing. Whatever, we'll talk later.
Wait,
Anyways,
play what?
City of Spies.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a game I love. One of my favorite games from Meebo Games. And they also made, in fact, the game you played.
Jenna said I was so excited for it to be Neopet related.
Aww.
Jenna, I have like a Neopet thing. I have multiple Neopet plushes. I flippin' love Neopets.
So Meebo Games are also responsible for a game you played at the Dice Tower thingy, which was the Viral. They did Viral.
Oh.
Yes. And so Neotopia, the cover intrigues me a bit. I like the company, so I would love to play it, but I'm not intrigued enough yet. Definitely not spending money on this one until I play it. Then we have Luthier. This is the game that's going to be a demo from Pavison Games, the people who did Distilled. It's going to be about crafting musical instruments for your patrons, but through an interesting worker placement mechanism that sounds similar to Rurik, which I love Rurik, so I'm very invested in this. James, thank you for becoming a member again. I appreciate you.
Thanks, James. Wait, what's Valbara?
Valbara. So this is coming from Studio H, from Hachette Games. I mean, the cover art has intrigued me on this one, but I haven't done anything past just seeing the cover art. I know nothing about the gameplay. I just know I've seen this, and I'm definitely intrigued. So, like, I'd love to try this at some point. By the way, just to be clear, when I say try, I mean in Neverland, because we have meetings up the wazoo the entire GenCon, so never. I'll play this never.
We'll walk by and watch other people play one round.
Yeah, that's it, basically.
That's what we can do.
Saturday I kept free. Saturday is my gaming day, because like I try not to do business on Saturday, so that's purely my gaming day.
Yes, Jenna. Was it like you were in like a dungeon and were you a Lupin and you were going around? And was it the Dark Fairies dungeon? I'll show you this. He's on my other shelf behind the computer. My little Shoiru. Everyone's like, is that a Charmander? And no, it's a Shoiru. It's a red Shoiru.
We have Decrypto 5th Anniversary Edition coming out.
Almost Emerson. It's SH. I think it's SHOYRU. Shoyru.
We have Weirdwood Manor over here.
Mm-hmm,
Shake That City. Charcuterie. I'm intrigued by charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Whoa.
I want to check that out.
You're more intrigued by charcuterie.
So here's the thing about games like Charcuterie, and I believe it was Robbie that asked earlier what our budget was. My budget for conventions depends on what convention it is in this season. So, Charcuterie I think is only demo right now, but a game like that around PAX Unplugged time, I buy a lot more games during PAX, as Christmas presents. So this is one that's like pretty simple and cute that I think my sister would love it. Especially like when she gets together with her friends, they do like snack nights and stuff. As long as it's, I want to check it out, but if it's a good game, I think she would really enjoy it. So that's when my budget will change too, is if I'm purposely getting like things for people.
What I'm intrigued by Charcuterie is that I think on the one hand the theme makes it an accessible game to bring in non-gamers. On the other hand, I don't see how you can ever see this on the shelf without thinking it's a cookbook. Like I just don't see it being thought of as a game. But for those who pick it up, I think it can pull people in. Then we have Expeditions, which is actually on this list twice because they have the Ironclad and the non-Ironclad edition both on there. Oh, that's the booth you're working at, Jenna. I was having the conversation yesterday with somebody, and I was trying to remember where you were working. And it's 3WS. That's what it was. Yep.
Jenna, do you know what number it is? I'll write it down.
Do they say it on these over here? I thought they said them. Where's Charcuterie? More number? Details? More details. Booth number? Nope. I wasn't sure if they say it here. They have it on the thingy. Just it's 3WS games. Okay. What else is catching your eye? Kinfire Chronicles still here. I'm less excited about this one than I did. My excitement has slowly gone down. Still intrigued, but that's where I am.
Yeah.
HOW has been on my general interest list for a while, but nothing I need to playable.
I played it.
You played HOW? Oh, that's right. I remember seeing an Instagram thing of it. How was it? You didn't say it in a good tone.
It's fine. Again, it's fine. I think I don't get wowed by... I get wowed by maybe like 10% of games. And when I do, I'm like, oh my god.
I agree with you.
So it's 151.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right near Cephalofair, Jenna. So I totally playable. It's one of those things where if the theme gets you, but for me, if I'm playing a competitive game, if the theme doesn't get me, I need to have like a real engine to be engaged.
Interesting.
I guess that's what it is that if it's not cute enough for me to be like, oh, I know the story and I wonder what's happening, I really need like something turning my gears.
I don't disagree at all. I get wowed by probably less than 10%. I don't know. Like, there's like maybe 10 games a year that I walk away from. Like, those are must-have games that I'm going to shout to the world about. Most games...
I was thinking 10% of games I play, not all games. Like, well,
yeah.
Like, I mean, even all game plays. So if I play Gloomhaven 10 times, that counts as 10 entries for Gloomhaven.
Now
I'm thinking the percentage of my time, not the percentage of particular titles.
Oh, okay, fine. I'm thinking of titles I play, meaning I play around 300 new games a year, and from those, maybe 15 are ones that I get really excited about, and even from those, maybe 5 or 10 are the ones that I'm like this year, I only have 2 games that I'm like, those are the games of the year so far. Where 7 months into the year, and I have Expeditions and DEI are the 2 candidates for my game of the year. Although for me, it is always interesting because I never really fully know how to mentally classify a title that I was excited about. Like Last Light, I was excited about 2 years ago. I still love it, but I don't think of it as this year's game. I think of it as the thing I was excited about 2 years ago. So that's a different conversation. But yeah, but there's many games that are just very, very good, and then there's many games that are disappointments too. But like I'm happy to own a lot of games, but going back to spending money, trying to be fiscally conservative. That's why if I play a game and like it, I will buy it. But other times I try to be responsible. Oh, Queen by Midnight. Here it is.
There you go. And then Perseverance was above it. Weren't we talking about that?
I don't know if we were. Oh, it was one of our game shows.
Devin? Yeah, but I thought maybe it was me and Devin, or I feel like someone asked me if it was Nelson. Nelson had played this and asked me if I had tried it, and I think he enjoyed it and had a good time with it.
Nice. Queen by Midnight, I'm definitely intrigued by. The art's good. Daring Compress hasn't really done anything that's wowed me yet. They've only done like one other title, I believe. But I'm intrigued by it for sure. Yeah.
You didn't play Ukatoa, did you?
No. But I heard mediocre things.
Yeah. I mean, it's very light.
Now, so Trailblazers is one of my tier 2 games. This game is a game I gave a 4.5. I like it a lot. It doesn't wow me the same way that DEI or Expeditions does. But this is my tier 2. Like, when I'm thinking of like the 5 games a year that I get beyond hyped about versus the 15 to 20 that I'm very excited about, Trailblazers is in that 15 to 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then we have Vivarium, which is another one from Studio H, kind of along with Valbera. Don't know much about it past that. We have Animated. Animated I'm intrigued by. I've been hearing a
Yeah,
lot of
I
buzz.
saw people playing it at Level Up, and I was like, "Oh, I want to play it, but it was someone's copy.
Curses. Curse them.
I
Curse them
know.
for playing a
It's
game.
really cute. It's cards that are similar to a game like Gloom, where you're layering clear cards on top of each other to like finish out a picture, but they're all Disney pictures.
And it's cooperative while you
So
work
the-
together against
can you
Disney
go to
villains.
the images, Alex?
Yeah, of
I
course.
want to see
Of
just
course.
the different things that show up in it.
Okay, so if we go to images over here, and we pull something up over here, let's say find a good image. There's no amazing
Yeah,
images.
Jenna, you may have missed Jenna that I said I'm camping after GenCon, and Trailblazers is another one I'm going to bring with me to solo. Oh, see, look, there's Allison, Wonderland.
You have Disney villains popping up trying to ruin your scripts as you work together to create movies. And it has that aspect. It has that card mechanism from Arc Nova. And before anyone says, that's the card mechanism that's really from Sid Meier's Civilization New Dawn. So I think that's the first game that did it. So because people like I saw some people giving animated flack for copying Arc Nova, and it's like Arc Nova actually copied a different game first. But yeah.
Yeah.
Mark, who said Expeditions is terrible at more than 2 or 3 players? Expedition, to my opinion, is best at 3. It still plays incredibly well at 4. I have not played it at 5, so I can't comment on 5, but like I'd happily play it at 5. I just wouldn't be my preferred answer.
Yeah.
Like I think if you're playing with slow players, I think I can knock out a game at 4 players who know the game in under 2 hours. Anything under 2 hours at 4 players is fine. New villains pop up trying to ruin your script. New Zealand pop-ups, that is true. Okay, Luthier. I don't have more info on Luthier other than the fact that it's about musical instruments and has a cool mechanism that I enjoy. Arum. This is a trick-taking game from Pandasaurus that I want to try out. I've heard decent things about it.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's another thing about games that are good versus great. I'm more forgiving of good games that are, 30 minutes long. Once a game's filling into that 90-minute slot or above, where it's like a game night game, that's where I kind of only want the best of the best. Half an hour, who cares? I got room for half an hour anytime.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, speaking of half-an-hour games that are good but not great.
Mind City.
Yeah.
The rolling right. It's
Okay.
right behind me, but I'm not positive where. I almost went to pull an Alex, but I didn't see it.
Pull an Alex. Chicken! This one, Keymaster Games. I don't know anything about this. I've just seen it's like a little mat and you roll dice and you're trying to get more chickens than wolves, but I don't actually... It feels like a mass market game, hence the 6.9 rating, so I haven't been overly intrigued by it.
A Crossroads game.
Where? Oh yeah, that's another example. You see that art? Don't think it's bad. Doesn't pull me in at all.
Oh, I think it looks badass.
Maybe it's the emerge style of art. It does make sense. It is the emerge style.
3 to 7 though, that's what's tough. But that makes sense because it's a Crossroads. It's probably similar to like Forgotten Waters, but a different world.
Yeah. We have Pollen from My Tables for All Play. I'm now calling All Play My Tables. I'm just like completely butchering the name. Okay, Revive, an expansion for Revive. I'm actually going to be picking up Revive at GenCon.
Emerson, I'm not positive if they'll be at GenCon. I know that they'll be launching soonish, but I don't know if they'll be there.
We can find out. I'll message Gray. But yeah, Revive is an expansion coming out at GenCon. I have not yet played the base game. I actually read the rules. This is a fun little story. I don't even know if you know this, Meg. But I read the rules for Revive at Dice Tower West to play with Thinker Themer. The problem is, it was in a game that was in the Hot Games room, and Thinker Themer was hanging out with their crew, so we didn't actually end up playing it. So I prepped for it. I was all ready to go, and there was a conflict there. So now I know how to play the game, and I want to get the game. I'm getting the game at GenCon, as well as the expansion.
Nice.
Okay. Tabriz. That's the one I want to play, from Randy Flynn, designer of Cascadia. I want to play it. I'm not... What?
What's Chomp?
Chomp is from All Play. All Play has a lot of titles.
Cute.
Oh yeah, the art in this is great too, especially if you got the deluxe version with the little meeples. So...
I don't know. I mean, the art is only okay.
Oh, how dare you. Now I want to pull up Chomp over here. Chomp.
I'm teasing.
I know.
It.
Chomp. Kickstarter.
Can you literally just Google the word chomp as if that was gonna say something?
Sometimes I Google things and then things happen. I just want to show you the images. Because Chomp looks delightful on the table. You see, you're overlaying cards, which is a mechanism that I like. And then if you have the expansion over here, where's the... I think you have Kickstarter. I think you have Dinosaur Meeples. Maybe I'm wrong.
I saw Meeples.
No, the Meeples were from a different game, because there's multiples.
Oh.
No, it does not look like you have Meeples. You don't. The expansion has new goals. So this is not... Oh, wait, no, wait. So those get upgraded.
There you go. Component upgrade.
But not Meeples, the dinosaur bones.
No, keep scrolling.
Oh, there are. Wait, there are meeples. Okay, you're right.
I know.
But yeah, I'm interested in Chomp. I don't know how good the game is, but I like overlaying cards as a mechanism in general, so I'm definitely intrigued.
All right, scroll to the end of this.
Oh, it's Spellbook from Phil Walker Harding. I'm interested. It's spellcrafting with Phil and from Space Cowboys and Phil Walker Harding. Scroll to the end. Where am I going?
I don't know. Before it says load more.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not saying go to the end. I'm saying we can. I'm saying before we.
I'll just keep scrolling until you tell me where to go.
But you just hit more.
Oh, so what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing here.
I wanted to just get to the end of that page to then derail again about my pin thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I stopped you from derailing.
Totally
Let me go do other things. Go ahead, have fun.
No, you're not allowed to leave. Even though you already know this. So guys, I went to ConnectiCon this weekend and I was working for Norse Foundry. And there's this girl, Ronnie, who works for Norse Foundry, and she was my, like, lead or whatever, in charge. And so this, I'll get there. But this is just a regular pin that I have. It's a Hocus Pocus pin. But you can see this is the back that's usually on it. Ronnie showed me these. They're these little metal things with a little screw in it and, like, a hole, and it comes with this little Allen key. So what you do is you put your pin on your thing, put this onto your pin, use this to tighten up that little thing, and then it's locked on forever, and it won't come off your bag. I did this to everything on my purse already, and it is amazing. That's all. So for anyone that likes pins, these are pin locks. You can get like 60 on Amazon for like $8. And they blew my mind. They're like an instant anxiety reliever if you're someone who loves your pins but you don't want to lose them. Okay, Alex, you can come back now.
I'm here. I didn't go anywhere at all, ever, nowhere. What are you talking about?
We can scroll again, or it is 1:59 because I believe you do have another call.
I have a call at 2:30. I can go for a few more minutes. Whoops.
Okay.
Where are we?
Then let's go to the end of what you loaded.
Yeah, cool.
But don't just scroll to the bottom.
The bottom? Why not? Why not?
Because we might want to talk about them.
Oh, sure. Look, I'm just gonna keep scrolling until you tell me what to stop. That's all we're doing.
What's Mindspace? I feel like every all play I'm like asking what they are.
It's another one that was from that campaign, I believe, Mindspace. So we can scroll down further on this campaign that's already up nicely. All play, you're getting a lot of love here. Where are we going to? There's Couture, which is all these dress stuffing here, and then there's all of Mindspace over here. I don't know much about it. You're drawing polyominoes onto your board in some way. Breathe in. Breathe out. Achieve serenity. Anyone who says achieve a serenity in a game but stuffing polyominoes into a fixed space does not know what they're talking about. Okay.
Cool.
But yeah, it's a little...
Oh, I see. Did you see what it said after that? So I don't know if you know this, Alex, but there's like a journaling thing where you journal different categories where you feel like you're doing well in your life. So if you scroll up more, like right there. See how it says purple, friendship, orange, hobbies, pink, romance, blue, self-improvement, green, finances.
Oh, finances are down.
That you're probably
Hobbies
trying to balance. Yeah, you're probably trying to balance your life to have like peak happiness of like whatever. Thank you, Ryan.
Yep.
It's like this whole journaling thing that people do.
I'm intrigued. I've learned a little more today.
Yep, you're older now.
Beacon control. This one looks like a cooperative Carcassonne. I'm intrigued, but not enough to actually get this one.
Did you see what Nat said?
Finally, a board game which I can live the fantasy that I have my life together. Yeah.
Q-Birds I enjoy.
I'm okay with it.
It may be one that is just like a BGA filler game for me. I don't know if I would want to purchase it, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah, like this is one where I actually I asked for a review copy before I played on BGA because I was intrigued by it, and I certainly enjoy it. Like I have like, I don't know, 12 plays in my belt, something like that. I certainly obviously enjoyed enough to play it, but it's not one I would own. It's one that's like a casual BGA play. Nimali I enjoy. Speaking of overlaying cards, it's light. I actually thought I'd get rid of this, but I've held on to it because I like overlaying cards and I like goals. I like what's it called? Different goals that give you different things to vie for. Yeah,
for some reason that one didn't hit with me, but
yeah, I the first time I played it, I was like, I'm gonna play it again and get rid of it. And the second time I played it, I was like, I'm gonna play it again and get rid of it. And the third time I played it, I was like, I'll hold on to it until I decide to get rid of it. So,
yeah, for something like with variable goals like that, I lean towards like cartographers instead.
It's in that vibe for sure, and cartographer's great, but like again, I'm forgiving when you're like a 15-minute game.
Yeah, for sure.
Evadel Farshore. This thing has been review bombed, by the way. Like, people are not happy about the Starling Games releasing another $100 Evadel, which down to 75, but the MSRP is $100. I think Evadel Farshore is excellent, genuinely. I think if you already have Evadel, you probably don't need this unless you're a completionist. And I think it does. Like, I like it. This is another one I played with AP. He really enjoyed it. And like AP, it's actually interesting. So AP is someone in my group, and take whatever grain of salt from this you want. But AP is someone in my group who played Evadel twice and was like, I don't need to keep playing this. He played Farshore, and that was like 3 years ago. He played Farshore when I got it, and he's like, that was awesome. I want to play it again. Now, I don't know how much of that is his evolution as someone in the gaming space versus Evadel Farshore tweaking enough things that he was really into it. So, and I think it's a combination of both. But I do think if you are a hardcore Evadel fan, Farshore is just a question of whether you spend $75 to get more content. But
I do want to try it.
I'm down anytime. I like Evadel. I like it.
And this is random, but one of my favorite Zelda games is Wind Waker, and the cover reminds me of Wind Waker so much.
Interesting.
So it like makes me want to like it.
Intrepid, I completely understand your comment on that, because I remember when I first played, my very first play of Expeditions was at 4 players, and while I loved it, I did comment that depending on the setup of that extra tile, of how it points to other players, you could spend your first turn not getting workers, which does suck, frankly. Meaning, I think if you don't get workers on your first turn, that's a bit of a problem. And so I do think that I think they need to house rule or adjust around that in some way, shape, or form. But it's really just that first turn. But I get it. I haven't played it 5. 2 and 3, love it. 4, I've played it multiple times and have had a good time. And 5 I've not played. Okay. Star Wars Unlimited. Who's excited about this? 51 people, apparently. Yeah. I mean, are you excited about this at all? You're a Star Wars person, right?
Yeah, I guess with Fantasy Flight, I'm still playing more Arkham Horror and Lord of the Rings. That like, I do like Star Wars, but I don't know. I have this, and then not that it's the same, but another card game.
You want a random tangent? Here's a random tangent for you.
Over the screen share.
Oh right no! So you see the thing over the screen share. They don't, because I want to find something here. Basically, I was looking at this thing. I'm going to pull it into our tab over here. I saw this on these little trays that I totally want to get my hands on. Where's the there were one for, here we go. There we go. See this?
Yeah.
Like, these are little trays I saw. There's trays you can use for different games. They have 2 cards, a bunch of components, and they hold your cards, and they work for so many different games. I just saw these on a Facebook group, and I'm like, I need to buy these trays. Just random note. We'll talk about it later, but yeah. Anyways, but I'm going to try to get my hands on them and put them into one of my deluxification videos.
Yeah.
Gold West. No, never mind. I got mistaken. I laughed something because I thought I remember earlier in this video where I said there was a game that I didn't like and I was mean to. I thought that was Gold West. It wasn't. It was Sierra West.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I laughed for a second, then I took it back to laugh. Yeah, sorry.
Is this an expansion already for Kinfire Chronicles?
It may have been an expansion already in the Kickstarter. So, like, something
No. It says a cooperative dungeon diving card game set in the Kinfire Chronicles universe.
I don't know anything about it. I didn't back Kinfire, but I don't know if this was something in the Kickstarter or not.
Okay.
Yeah. I returned to Dark Tower over here.
Still haven't played that either.
I know. I told you it's a game I want to play. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I also want to play Horror on the Orient Express.
Interesting. That's not been on my radar at all. I think this is on GameFound, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think I've seen it on GameFound. Yeah.
I got like a thing about it. I'm interested. I'm interested in that one.
Okay. Let's do one more page and then we'll scroll. Because the other one again. Oh, that's a good page to scroll to. Adventure of Robin Hood. Yeah, we're getting to the things that are less and less wanted by people. Although the art project, I'm very intrigued by this from the op.
Hey, what about the one that I didn't get to try at Origins, the Word one?
I need more information.
That was like Wordle or something like that?
Oh, that's also from Allplay. It's called Fiction.
I assume that's going to be there?
I assume so, yeah.
I should just go by their booth like forever.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, Federation. This has been on my list to try. Couture. This is another Allplay one over here. Mission Critical. That's going to be a 3WS Games.
Okay.
Indiana Jones from Funko Games. They have a lot of IPs, and some of them I care about, some of them I don't. Like, I like Indiana Jones. I don't know if I need an Indiana Jones game.
Alright.
Yeah. Scream from Funko. Yeah, whenever you see an IP, it's almost like immediately assuming them.
That
Nocturne.
Nocturne, I want to check out.
I don't know a thing about it. I'm very intrigued. Flat Out Games, they're going to have, obviously, Cascadia, although I think Cascadia Landmarks is going straight to retail. It's not going to Kickstarter. Nocturne, I believe, is going to Kickstarter, and then they have another TTRPG experience that they're demoing, sort of. Dead Drop, Goblin Vaults, which I enjoy Goblin Vaults. Overboss Duel, I'm intrigued by that because I like Overboss enough that I would try Overboss Duel. Sirens, I really like. That's a light little game. Wild Gardens has been on my general interest level for a while.
I know. I wanted to see that one.
I think
too.
Jenna covered it. Jenna, do you still have your prototype of Wild Gardens?
Jenna, do you have it?
Do you have your prototype of Wild Gardens? Dixit Disney, I want to play that. Have you played Dixit? I don't think you have.
I've never played any Dixit.
We should play Dixit.
Ever. It's dice, right?
No, Dixit has little bunnies around a track that you play cards down and guess. Oh my gosh, you should play Dixit. You should play Dixit.
I love how I didn't even know.
Yeah. And this is the new...
Oh, she doesn't.
You don't, Shanna. How dare you? How dare you? Legend of Andor Eternal Frost. This is a new standalone game of the Andor universe. This is not an expansion for those interested. And I think... Okay, fine, one more. Just one more. Just one more. That's it. No more. I'm not going to show more again.
Have you played any of the Andor games, Alex?
I have not. I've been interested in them.
So the first one is like 5 chapters, and I played like 3 of them. It honestly didn't keep me playing it. And you know how I am about completing things, and that's one I didn't really get back
That is a big deal. I was never that interested in Andor, but then I played Lord of the Rings, not Lord of the Rings, then I played Robin Hood the board game, and once I did, I was much more interested in Andor. What's up?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna make a noise.
Make a noise, well, I mean, it's all good. Once I played the Robin Hood the game, I was much more interested in Andor after that, but yeah. Alfredo, Off the Page Games is indeed prototyping the new game. I will be playing that at some point. Manifest Destiny, yeah.
Yes.
I Land Something Shiny. This is one that North Star Games picked up, and I am very interested in trying this one.
Me too. I've always wanted to play that one. I think there's also a plush for
I was
it.
about to pull this up just to say there's a plushie in case you didn't know. Here we go.
Yep.
This is a plushie. There's the little plushie.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah.
I want it.
Roll to the Top. This is from All Play again. And Call of Duty will be there, and Frostpunk, and Next Station Tokyo. I had a chance to play the Next Station series. I don't know if I played Tokyo for the other one, but I played Next Station, and I'm actually really interested in I liked it. I liked it as a good rollmate.
So I think Astra, if I'm correct, Jenna, you know how to play Astra already. I haven't, and I haven't gotten to play it yet. Maybe I'll bring it to the other thingy majiggy.
Hello, GenCam. And I think we are heading towards the end. Pyramid was good. I like that from Synopsis Games. It's a light game, but I enjoyed it. It's one of those games that's in my collection for now, and will 100% leave at some point, but I don't know when.
This Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the board game. It was already listed twice.
Was it?
Yeah, do Control F.
So you can actually do this. Control F.
Do whatever you want, but put Massacre.
Texas. It's twice over here. Funko Games, Trick or Treat Studios.
So there's 2 different Texas Chainsaw Massacre games this year.
One's called Slaughterhouse.
Is there also a movie coming out this year or something?
I don't think there is, to the best of my knowledge, but I will say, like, licensing in board games this year has really been, like, the past, 12 months have been a big pivot in how much licensing happens. There's a thing called Licensing Expo that happens every single year, and I've never known it existed until this past year. In prior years...
I was just gonna say, how do you know that?
but I've never known it existed. So Licensing Expo is specifically an expo where people go to pair up for licenses. They're like, hey, I do board games, and you meet up people just to buy licenses and work with creators. And the only reason I know it exists is because this year, there were 17 people I'm friends with in the board game space who were going to Licensing Expo, and I've never seen anyone go there before. It kind of just went from 0 to 100 overnight. I mean, if you follow Kickstarter, in fact, one of the things I did recently, I did a top 10 crowdfunding games of 2022, and they, without exception, that's not true, with one exception, that exception was Casting Shadows, the other 14 most funded crowdfunding games of 2022 were either reprints, like Moonrakers and Moonrakers, whatever, Gloomhaven and Gloomhaven whatever. So it was either a follow-up, or it was a license. It was one of those 2 things. And I think that is everything we are done. It's not everything, there's more to go through, but we're not going all through all the remaining 300 titles that have less than 30 times a piece. We have done the most popular games.
I saw you hover. I thought you were gonna click one more.
Because I only lied to you 4 times about me
Do one more.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Because we haven't been stopping on that many.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. Fine. I thought I was being a pain because I said I won't stop.
I was ready to stop, and now I'm like, okay, one more.
Robot Quest Dorito. We had this one set up at Level Up actually, and I want to try. I want to play this again. I played this during the prototype phase. It's fun. It's deck building, arena combat. It's fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we have Tucana Builders. I want to play this one. This is coming from Porta Games. Tucana is a great roll-and-write game, and Tucana Builders is a follow-up that is slightly different, but I'm intrigued by it.
Chilling.
20 strong, which has only 29 strongs. BGG needs to change that image. That image is not a captivating image.
I know.
I should tell Andrew. Moon River.
Wait, what's Buru?
Buru. Oh, Buru. Buru from Crafted Games. This is the same company that did Tabriz from Randy Flynn. But this is a game that you're kind of doing this little bidding on spots. So you're placing your tokens down, face down, that have a degree of hidden bidding. So like, I'm going to take this action, but if I put down my 4, I might take it slower than my 1. I can't remember which one's higher, lower, or higher. But you're trying to bid on which zones to take actions in and what speed to take that action, which will give you access. I had a chance to play this doing the I played the prototype. I enjoyed it. Not when I necessarily need to own, but when I definitely enjoyed. We have Moon River, which is going to be a follow-up to King Domino to a degree. We have Tesseract, which I want to play this at Gen Con so badly. So badly. And House of Cats, again from Porta Games. Fill your room with rooms, cats, and mice in this roll-and-write game. Life of the Amazonia, also one that I'm interested in. Resurgence, a great game. Spirit Island, Nature Incarnate, which I just had arrive.
What is that?
Nature Incarnate?
Yeah.
It's the newest expansion, Spirit Island.
Okay.
It was on Backit, and now it's landed. New spirits, new aspects, new threats. I have it somewhere. Where do I have it? Where is it? Is it behind Elder Scrolls? Is it behind Skyrim? It's behind Skyrim. I don't know why, but it's behind Skyrim.
Too many things. Too many games out.
I haven't organized yet, but they got these shiny.
Ooh.
Shiny.
I'm about that.
Yeah, they got these shiny spirits.
Cool.
These are thinner boards, though. There was a lot of tension about these because people were like, "We want the shiny, but we don't want the thinner boards."
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what was at the bottom
Where?
of this?
Scram.
Scram. That one I had fun with.
Yeah, I like Scram. It's surprisingly fun. It's so stupid, but it's fun.
So it's a $10 game, which you guys know that I do this, but for $10, it is a good time.
It's good stocking
especially for things like conventions where you're sitting around, maybe after you eat, you want to play something quick before doing the next thing or whatever. Like, it's just awesome for things like that. Or if you bring games to like breweries, whatever, what have you. It was a cute one. Okay,
and with that, unless someone tells me to do one more, we're gonna go ahead and stop.
Hold on, I want to derail. No,
derail. Do you have like 10 minutes? I have like 10 minutes before I need to go.
No, there's nothing to derail. I had a good time at ConnectiCon, guys. It was not board gaming at all. Not one person recognized me. I was also masked the whole time, because it was a company policy. So, yeah, I got this awesome sweatshirt. People don't recognize your face, Meg. They recognize your hair. I really loved this sweatshirt. My hair is also tied back.
That would do it more.
But yeah, I had a very good time.
Cool. And with that, we're going to wrap this up. Everyone, if you are at Gen Con, same thing I always say. If you're at Gen Con and you see me, by all means, please stop and say hi. The one thing I will say is Gen Con specifically, if you stop me and I say hi, but I seem like I'm in a rush, I might be in a rush. So I apologize if that happens. Gen Con is meetings left, right, and center. And so when I don't have a meeting immediately that I'm on the way to, I'm happy to chat and talk. But otherwise, I might be like, I'm so sorry. I wish I could. But yeah, if you do see us...
Yeah, everything that Alex said, Thursday and Friday are extremely busy. That being said, at some point on Friday, I will be at the Foreteller booth. And at some point on Saturday, I will be at the Brotherwise booth. Sorry, I had the hiccups. And I will be giving out Professor Meg promos. So I have promos for my character in Boss Monster. So I'll be giving those out on Saturday if anyone does want to come by and say hi. I do not know what time yet, but I'll be posting it in my Instagram stories and whatnot. Yep. Come say hi.
Gen Con, absolutely, totally, anytime. And yeah, we'll see you all. We'll be back. There's not going to be a live stream next week because Gen Con, so there'll be a pre-recorded thing up. There'll be regular videos. There'll be videos, but no live stream. And then until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board & Co.
I'm Professor Meg.
And have a good one.
Bye.